Hi, this is Bill from Pull Yourself to Pieces. We started this podcast to spark conversations, challenge perspectives, and share the extraordinary tales that make life a thrilling adventure. At first, we didn't know how to create a podcast, but after doing research, we found a great online tool that we use to record each show. That tool is Zencastr, an all-in-one podcast platform that works right out of a browser. You can record studio-quality audio and up to 4K video, even if your connection is unstable. Then you can use the tool's post-production features to help you edit those recordings so your podcast can sound its best. And finally, Zencastr can host your shows and help you distribute them to multiple platforms like Spotify and Apple. It's so easy, and if we can do it, so can you. There's nothing to stop you from creating your own podcast right now. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code BillyRay, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Hello and welcome to episode 75 of Pull Yourself to Pieces.
Oh, you're so freaking perky. How come? Why are you so perky?
I don't know. I was sick.
Did you get some nookie? Is that it?
I was sick.
No, you were sick.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
apparently I had COVID, and
Really
because
had
it's still
COVID.
a thing. It's still a thing.
How many times is that for you?
2 that I know of.
And yet you still survive. I'm just amazed at this.
Well, I had 3 shots. Maybe that helped. I don't know.
I'm sure it did. It must have.
Gin, tonic. No.
Gin, scotch, and rye. There you go.
Right, exactly.
Well.
No, but what happened is you get somebody in the house, get sick, and then like, oh yeah, the quarantine. Yeah, okay. Unless you're gonna lock them in a box, like or put them in like a bubble, like in that movie with John Travolta,
the boy in the bubble. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
If one person gets sick, we're all gonna get sick. But I have this deeper voice, as you can hear. So.
Yeah. Well, I am suffering from hay fever, really bad this year.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's from the climate change, and that's why.
Is that H-E-Y? Like hay fever, or is it H-A-Y?
I'm just going to ignore you. Anyway,
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very nasally, and I cough. I get this tickle in
You
my
have fever?
No,
Since
no
it's
fever.
hay fever.
No.
Well, then why would they call it hay fever?
Would you stop?
You just have
Listen.
hay. Hey.
Yeah, I'm allergic to hay. All right, so look, I have hay.
Then stop putting all that hay out there. What are you doing?
Well, I live in the sticks, Bill. I mean, I'm in the frickin' woods.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really bad here because I'm surrounded by trees. There's a lot of grass. The leaves are all down basically now.
Right.
And I'm nasally. I sound like I'm sick.
You do.
But I'm not sick. It's not a cold. It's not the flu. It's allergies, and it sucks. Anybody out there, our 3 listeners who are listening, that you suffer from this, you're shaking your heads right now going, yep, it sucks.
Right.
So I've been living on antihistamines and cough stuff to suppress my cough. That's what I've been living on all day for the last 4 weeks now.
Mm-hmm. Wow, 4 weeks. That's quite
4
a bit.
weeks. Yeah, 4
Wow.
weeks. It's been like this for 4 weeks, and I'm miserable. I'm even more.
Well, you're always miserable, but still, okay.
I was just going to say more miserable than usual.
Right. Got it.
All right. So we're going to do a show?
Hey.
Is there something
if the guy's name is Hayes. Hey, Hayes, can you get me the hay? Because I have hay fever.
I'm not listening to you.
All right.
I can't hear you.
All right. Enough of that. So we want to talk about.
You have some topics. Well, hit me with a topic. What do you got?
I'm gonna bring them up, huh?
Yes. Bring up the topic.
Well,
what do you want to talk about?
Well, you know what? We should definitely talk about guns.
That's what I wanted to talk
about. We're a little behind the show airing.
Speak for yourself.
But this.
Have you seen my ass? What?
This topic is always topical.
Oh, it's always in the news because every day some idiot's got a gun and he's playing practice.
I have more anger in the politicalization of guns than I have in guns.
Yeah, I see that. I get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
So what's your gripe?
My gripe is this, they say it's not the guns, it's the people. And
Yeah.
then somebody will say, "No, it's the guns, it's not the people." Well, guess what? It's both.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a gun sitting on a table is basically harmless, correct?
Well, sure, just like a knife.
Well, forget a knife, but a gun sitting on a table all by itself is harmless, correct?
Right.
It can't hurt anybody, right?
No, it doesn't come alive.
Exactly. And now if somebody picks up a gun, just picks it up, is that gun still dangerous?
Well, yeah.
No,
In my
no, it's
opinion, it
not.
is. Well, in
No,
my
it's
opinion,
not.
it is.
It's not.
Well, that's my opinion.
It's still not dangerous if somebody just picks up a gun.
Not if that
Now,
person is 2 years old.
all right, no, no, I'm not talking kids, I'm talking
Okay,
adults.
but, it's still a gun.
It's still a gun. Okay,
We're
yes,
not
all
talking
right,
about
right.
a fake
So
plastic gun.
so if a child picks up a loaded gun, yes, then it's dangerous. But just a regular, adult picks up a gun, it's still not dangerous.
Is
Think
it
about it.
loaded we're talking about?
It's loaded, but it's still not dangerous.
Well, in my opinion, it is. All
It's
right, but
still
you think
not.
it isn't.
It's
Okay.
still not.
Well,
It becomes dangerous only when that person sticks his finger on the trigger and pulls that trigger. That's when that gun becomes dangerous. So, guess what? You need those two things together. You need the gun and a person for that gun to become dangerous, right?
sure.
A person without a gun is not dangerous,
Well,
although
that's not true.
some
That's not
people
true.
could be, but
Yeah.
generally, if you're not insane, just a person alone without any weapons is not dangerous, right? You could
Well,
say that.
someone who's got some kind of training, like, like a
Some
Bruce Lee standing next
Alright,
to me
no,
might be
you
dangerous.
you're getting off topic. You're getting off
Okay.
topic. But a gun by itself, not dangerous. A person by themselves, generally not dangerous. When a person picks up that gun and decides to pull the trigger and kill people, that's when it becomes dangerous. So this idea that, "Oh, it's the guns, it's the people, not the guns," it's both, okay?
Yeah, sure.
There's no getting around it. This argument is moot. It takes 2. It takes you and a gun.
Yeah.
And so
And the big question is we're not looking for elimination of guns. We're not looking for, a breaking of one of our constitutional rights.
correct.
What we want,
What do we want?
in this country, what I'd like to see
Is
is a removal of weapons like an AR-15 because we just had it again. That's why this came up again
of
in
course.
what was it, Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
And it shouldn't have happened because if the guy would have had a gun where he had to reload, people could have had a chance to jump the guy and lessen the amount of people getting killed. Okay, there's other issues which we can get into. There's other issues about the whole um, uh, proliferation of gun availability. I mean,
Yeah.
you and I have talked about this, and this is not news to anybody. But we have it's too easy in too many places to get a gun. Okay,
Oh,
without the
tell me
right kind of
about it.
background checks, you shouldn't be able to get automatic weapons. I'm sorry,
No,
they
not
they
at
should be
all. No.
banned. Um,
Automatic weapons like an AR should be banned, okay?
Another big problem we have, okay, and this has become a bigger problem over the years because we have uh, less and less of them, and not that they were a great thing either, but we have less and less, support for mental health and mental institutions. We have less of them than we had, so you have people that really, really should not be allowed to get a gun, and then they able to get a gun. Now, that same that person who has mental problems, I'm not saying that you couldn't give them a knife or a hammer and they can go and couldn't wield that and hurt, and then that basically turns that into a weapon too, right? And basically anything can be turned into a weapon. And now that's dangerous, like you said. Sure, you know what I mean? Like a baseball bat. Oh, a baseball bat's not dangerous. Give it to a mental person who's ready to start swinging around and hitting people. Now it's become dangerous. Agree? I mean,
Right. Right. It takes 2.
yeah,
It takes a
yeah,
person and some sort of weapon to be dangerous.
yeah.
But
But I'm saying, mental health, you know, putting the gun, any gun, in the
Yeah.
hands of someone with a mental health issue is just it's just unfathomable that we allow that to happen.
Right. But here's the problem. People easily mask the mental health problems that they possess. They're
What?
easily masked. They walk among us,
Yeah.
Phil. We
Right.
don't know who they are. They
Right.
seem normal. They act normal. Mostly, we don't know what's going on in the back of their heads. We don't know that they're homicidal. We don't know.
Right.
We don't
Right.
know if they're suicidal. We just don't know. And
Right.
so here's the problem. The whole system that not you, but a person has to go through to get a gun, it's just too damn simple and easy.
Right. Exactly.
It needs to be changed. You shouldn't give somebody a 30 question questionnaire and rely on them all by themselves with nobody looking over their shoulder to answer the questions properly or sincerely or truthfully.
Agree.
All
I've
right?
known a few people in my life who have been able to pass competency tests,
Right.
okay, just by faking it.
Of
All
course.
right. I can think of somebody right off the top of my head. I won't say names. But
All right.
anyway, but yeah, not you. But seriously,
Yeah.
they've been able to fool people.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just fool your way through something like that, and then you got the gun.
Uh, I'm
Okay,
I'm
now I'm
I'm
gonna
in
go do some damage.
I'm in Virginia where it's very easy to get a gun unless you're a felon. You get a gun.
Yeah.
And I had to actually go online in the store, in the gun store, online on a screen, and question after question would pull up and I'd have to read it. And it was up to me to just answer it the way I saw fit. And some
Yeah.
of the questions were, do you feel like if you had a gun, you'd be more inclined to use it against people that you were angry at? Or I'm like, no. And do you feel it was questions like that. I mean, it was
Yeah.
questions like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
that if I was really homicidal, I could have just said, "Nope, I'm fine," and then get my gun, and the next day go out with, 10 or 12 clips filled with 17 bullets per clip and do some major damage.
Oh, and that's that gun. Okay, you could do
Yeah,
quite a bit of damage with that gun.
we're
You
we're
get an
talking
AR-15.
we're
Jesus.
talking a Glock 17, okay, that has 1 in the chamber and 17 in the clip. That's 18 shots as fast as you can pull that trigger. It's bang, 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 bang. I mean, you could do some major damage, and you press a button, and that clip is ejected. If you got another one in hand, you pop it in, you're ready to go again.
What
That's
is that
30
gun considered? Is that considered semi-automatic?
semi-automatic.
Yeah. I'm
Semi
not a fan.
Semi-automatic.
I know you might be, you got that one, but I'm not a fan. I'm sorry.
I got my gun to
I like
protect
the
me
idea.
from
I like the idea of rifles because you
uh,
got to put a bullet in that thing. You gotta load it, whatever, and then it gives a
yeah.
chance for somebody maybe able to actually maybe run and hide.
And again, because because I don't have a record, I've never been arrested. I was easily able to get my gun license, get my gun the same day. Um, the state police in Virginia are the ones that do the background check to make sure
Yeah.
that you're on the up and up. It took 30 minutes for them to run a background check, for them to see that I was clean, for them to okay the gun store selling me a gun. And I walked out that day with my gun.
Yeah.
Then
Wow.
at that point, I was able to go get a concealed carry permit by I went online, I actually did it online. You watch a video, it takes maybe 15, 20 minutes. You pay a small fee, you answer some questions about the video you just saw, and hooray, ta-da, you get your concealed carry permit. You have to go to the court, you pay a fee, you get an official card. It has all of your vitals on it, your name, your address, how tall you are, hair color, and it says that you can now carry a concealed weapon. And that's what I have. I
Wow.
haven't carried my gun in a few years now because for a while it seemed as if the crazies had stopped. really doing some mass shootings. I think it was the one in Las Vegas, that guy that was up high in a like 17th store
Oh,
floors
right,
and he was
right, right,
shooting
right,
down into the
right.
crowd. It was the next day I decided to go get my gun because I didn't want to be the only guy in the crowd that was getting shot at that couldn't at least shoot back. Okay. I thought, look, it's just a gun. It's not a rifle. It's not an AR, but at least I have maybe a fighting chance.
Hmm.
So from that day on, I carried my gun wherever I went. I even walked into a bank with it many times and nobody stopped me.
Well, was it concealed?
No, it was right out in the open, right on my belt.
Oh,
I walked into banks with my gun. And as it turns out, you're not allowed to have a gun in a bank, but nobody stopped me.
interesting.
It sure was.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
They now have signs. All the banks now have signs outside, no firearms allowed. But at the time I brought my gun into, where was it? BB&T Bank. I would wear my gun. I'd walk right into the bank with it. And nobody gave me a second look and a second thought. Or nobody, I didn't see women duck under the, their desks hiding because, oh my God, there's a man in here with a gun. No, it was just as natural as if I had walked in with a hat on my head.
Gotcha.
But again,
Interesting.
we're in Virginia. I'm in Virginia, and it's a gun state. Everybody loves the guns.
Right.
I don't love my gun. I don't have to make love to my gun. My gun is not a replacement for my penis. Okay? It's just not.
No, sorry.
I don't have
Yeah,
to
no.
carry a gun to make myself feel like a man. It's not about that for me. It's about self-preservation.
Right.
And I hate the thought of having to carry the stupid thing. And what I hate even more than that is the thought of actually using it one day to kill somebody that's trying to kill me. But we're all allowed to preserve our own lives. Okay, self-preservation is on our side at this point.
Yeah.
I
Right. Sure.
and I would be the first person to give my gun back if there was a national ban on all firearms. If they were going to confiscate all firearms. Let's say that we went the route of Australia. No guns. I don't care what kind of gun you have, even a cap gun. If you've got a signal flare, all guns are gone. I'll turn mine in, fine. You can have it
Right.
back.
Right.
If I know that there are no more guns out there, no crazy bastard's going to try and shoot me, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
We could all live a better life, not live under that stress of thinking we're going to be out at the flea market looking at cheap tools, and all of a sudden some guy's got a rifle and he's trying to kill us all. Because now it seems like it's practically every day.
Exactly.
Every day. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to add to this?
I don't know what else to add to that. What else can I say to that?
All right. Well, again, I think
I think it's not just, like I said, I think it's not just the politicalization of it, or the the fact that automatic weapons are available, and you just explained how in some cases it's pretty easy to get a weapon.
Oh
Get
yeah.
a gun. I think the other big issue here is a mental health issue, and I think that
Of course.
most of the time when we hear about these mass shootings, most of the time it does kind of turn out that person
Yes.
has some kind of
Of course.
mental issues.
Yes.
I'm guessing you definitely read that there had been quite a bit of red flags about the guy.
Yes, quite a few red flags, but yet the guy still had his gun.
Right. So you hear that, and
Right.
how can you not but be like, well, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Why
wait a
didn't they
minute.
do anything? Why did it take so long for them to do anything? Why? Someone else might say to me, well, we can't police everybody.
Yeah.
No, but seriously though, how many red flags like that are there? I want to know. I mean, what's the record? I mean,
I don't know.
No, I know. I'm kind of just saying in general. You know what I mean? especially in a town.
Yeah. Especially in a small town like that
Small
small
town,
town.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't
every state's got its small towns. I don't care which state it is.
I'm really I'm gonna say this. I'm really upset that Joe Biden has not pushed for a national ban. We had one back in the 90s, and then
Oh, I didn't
Bush
remember
got
that,
it.
did we?
Yeah, we had a gun ban in the 90s,
On what? On
and
certain
death
weapons?
and death went down, okay?
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
Bush got into office,
Coincidence?
and Bush got into office because he's a Republican and totally reversed it, and murders went up.
Yeah.
And so
I don't understand why. Can you? What's your opinion on why is this a political issue? Why is one particular party pro gun? Why?
I can't explain it, Bill. There's no explanation for it.
We're all for preserving of the Constitution, preserving of the amendments.
What
Sure,
the
but
total no, the total hypocrisy here is the fact that those people want to do away with abortions because all life is sacred, but yet they're okay with everybody having guns. They don't seem to have a problem with little school children getting blown up and shot to death. And but don't you dare have an abortion because you're
yeah,
talking about
that's such a horrible hypocrisy. I know.
epitome of hypocrisy here. Okay, I don't. It's a mental illness. I really think it's a mental illness. I really do. I think if your gun is a substitute for something that you're lacking in your life, then you have a mental problem.
We have, I hate to use it. I mean, lack of a better word, we have way too many stupid people. We have way too many people that have become
Oh,
stupid, and that's what's made them dangerous, gun or
yes,
not.
yes, yes. There's a
You know,
proliferation of stupid people. Yes,
on January 6th, nobody even had to have any guns, and they were just dangerous because they were a mob,
right. A stupid
breaking through
mob.
things.
A stupid mob.
A stupid mob, but
Um,
stupid people become dangerous, and that's what we have right
right.
now.
Egged on by a con man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So there you
You
go.
know,
Yeah.
but people can be people forever can be conned. Okay,
Oh
you
through
con
the
me
ages,
into doing this show every week.
through
No,
the ages, Bill. Step into any church, you'd see people being conned through the ages.
well, that's a whole different thing. I won't get
That's
into
a
that.
whole different thing.
I don't necessarily agree,
All right.
but yeah, people, there's a lot of bad role models.
Yes. Yes, there
There's
are.
a lot of bad role models, and you know what? It's so easy to be swayed, and we are in such a situation now, society-wise, because of technology, that there is just such a ridiculous wealth of misinformation and disinformation
Yes.
that you gotta hopefully be smart enough, which to at least get a few opinions on things, just I'm like, oh well, I read this, I saw that. Yeah, we can fake anything now. Okay,
You're
you can
asking a lot.
fake videos of somebody else talking.
Yes,
I
I
mean,
know.
so
I
we
know.
saw it on the video. No, it was completely faked.
Yes.
Biden wasn't in bed with some other guy, or whatever.
Right. I
Some
know.
ridiculous things. You know what I mean?
I know. And
So
there's with the stupidity comes gullibility, and that's where we're at.
yeah.
That's where we're at. Okay,
We
I
need
think
we
we
need
beat.
we need
I,
we need a health check.
I think we shot this horse dead. You want to
This
move
whole
on to
country.
the next topic?
Well, yeah, it's that's a bit of a long segment. Why don't we when we take a break and we'll come back and we'll cover some more long boring topics. I
Why?
mean, some more interesting
Why?
topics.
Why do we have to take a break?
Because
You got to go pee?
right, yeah.
Okay, let's take a break.
No, it's not because I have to go pee.
Oh, you lied to me.
Well, you got to give the people a chance to be like, all right, give us a break. So we give them a break.
Go to the fridge and get some vodka?
They just don't want to hear you rambling for a minute. They need a break.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. We'll be right back.
All right.
Are you a slow thinker? Do you wish you had snappy comebacks when confronted with sarcasm or personal attacks? Well, help is on the way. Time Life and Encyclopedia Britannica have joined forces to produce 101 antiquated comebacks. You'll learn phrases like, your mother dresses you funny, And your sister is rotten to the core, but wonderful to the infantry. Timeless gems like "See You Later, Alligator," or everyone's favorite patriotic comeback, "Loose lips sink ships." Watch how, "If a man said that to me," takes the wind out of any large man who wants to bully you. 101 antiquated comebacks. If you can't outsmart them, confuse them. Sold only in Woolworths, 5 and dime stores, and Sears Roebucks.
Thank you. Please wait for assistance.
And we're back here in the studio. Ray and Bill,
Yeah.
Pull Yourself to Pieces, episode 75, our 75th episode.
I got my gun.
75.
I've got my gun in my hand, so you better do right. You better not
Okay.
screw this up.
All right. Okay.
I know it's stressful having this bullet, this thing pointed at you, but I'm just trying to keep you, honest. So,
Okay.
what are we going to talk about next?
Well, you know what? This actually leads to something I've been that's been on my mind. I've been thinking about things that.
Yeah.
And listen, not that I'll reiterate it again. Not that I think that guns should be illegal, but there needs to be
a better system.
regulation on
yes.
exactly to the right the proliferation of the availability and the ability to get guns and the automatic weapons,
yes,
things like the AR-15s they should be outlawed. They should be
yes,
outlawed.
I agree.
But anyway,
next,
going from that, what's been on my mind is things that should be legal.
Things that should be legal.
Things that should be legal. We may have touched on this in the past on episodes. I mean, with 75 episodes, it's bound to touch on some of these
I don't
topics.
remember talking about anything that should be legal.
Well, we'll probably be in agreement on these things, but I'm curious to know, your opinion on.
We're going to do pro and con. Okay,
I don't know. We might be all pro.
Hit me with your first one.
Well, I think we're both going to be pro on this, and that is recreational drug use. I really don't think, and I'm not a user of recreational drugs, and I know you're not either.
No,
and never been.
Never in my life.
And I used to have a real problem with it, but I've kind of come back to the point where, like, you know what? If you're not going to be harming anybody, and you're not driving, and you're not operating some kind of machinery that could hurt other people.
Well, here comes the problem.
That's why I'm mentioning those things. Okay,
how do you stop that?
Well,
how do you make sure those things are not in combination?
Okay, well then
you can't.
Then do you think we should be outlawing alcohol? Go back to the prohibition.
No, you know why alcohol is still sold in this country by the billions of bottles? Because the government gets their tax cut.
Right, and that's what they're going to do eventually with recreational drugs. But you didn't answer whether or not you think it's okay for alcohol to be available and be able to just, like you just said, someone could drink and operate heavy machinery. So drink and drive and kill people.
There are certain states, I think, that where the age limit is different. I think it's 21.
Yeah, sure, but but I'm not talking about just because you're considered an adult, okay? Because some places, in some respects, you're considered an adult at 18, right?
Right.
In some respects,
yes.
You can't vote until you're 18, right? You can't.
Right.
You can't be in the army until you're 18,
right?
But you can't drink or you can't use recreational drugs until you're 21, or smoke, right?
Right, I think so. I don't know because I don't do any of those things, so I couldn't tell you the age.
Right, but I'm just making a point that if recreational drug use is not going to be a problem where there's no criminalization involved, no crime involved, then yeah, I just think that we're a little too hard on people that are using recreational drugs and they're not selling it, they're not pushing it, so then I mean it's kind of no different than alcohol.
So
really.
other than recreational, what other uses would drugs have?
Well,
your point is that recreational drugs should be legal.
Well, there shouldn't be a criminalization anymore of somebody, who's using them. I'm not saying,
Okay.
again, not pushing, not selling, not doing it with children,
Well,
not,
I would tend to agree with you on this because the government doesn't have a problem with people smoking of a certain age. The government
right,
hasn't a problem with people drinking
drinking.
alcohol till
Right,
their livers are gone at a
right,
certain age. So yes,
right,
why not have recreational drug use that is legal?
right,
Okay. So we're ding ding on this one. We're both in agreement.
right.
Next.
Prostitution. Prostitution should be legal. Why not? I mean,
Well,
you'll be able to, at least now you'll be able to regulate, okay? And you can protect
yeah.
these sex workers, male or female, whatever they are.
You know, I
Okay?
see where you're going with this. You wanna get high and you wanna go find a hooker. I see where
That's
you're
right.
going with this.
That's right. Yeah.
I see.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. Exactly.
Alright.
We got certain parts of this world where it's legal.
Yes.
In some places, in some states, that's legal, right?
Right.
I mean, I think
Why shouldn't a man or a woman be able to charge for sexual relations or sexual acts? Why not? It's your
exactly.
body.
Exactly. As
It's your
if
body.
if there is again, if there has been 100% proof there's no exploitation, that there's no, no
Yeah.
one's being forced to do. It's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Then I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
We're talking about a a
Yeah.
what do you want to call it?
A
Um,
right of use for your own body.
sure.
A right of use. And by the way, ladies, I only charge $100 an hour. No. Anyway,
It's a barter
yeah.
system.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could, if you look at it that way, then, yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna give me money, and I'm gonna give you not you personally, but,
Thank
yeah,
God.
I
Yeah.
mean, men or
Right.
women, yeah, it should not be against the law, okay?
Okay.
I don't see who the hurt party is here. Who's getting hurt? I mean,
Okay. Right. Right.
a need
Nobody.
needs to be fulfilled, and someone is fulfilling that need. I
And
mean,
if this can help with, like I said, this can help with safety of these sex workers, and
yes,
a reduced chance of exploitation, then
yes,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Well,
you
that's the
know,
problem. See, that's the problem because there are men who will take advantage of young women and young men and put them, in the life, and then they're basically stuck and they've got no one to, advocate for them. That's a problem. So you need to be able to figure out how to stop that.
agree.
And that's
Right.
gonna be tough. That's gonna be as hard as trying to figure out how to keep the guns out of the hands of the wackos. So
You
again,
might be
problem,
right.
same problem.
Right.
All right,
You might be
third
right.
thing.
Okay. Suicide.
Oh,
And
I
I
see.
kind
So
of mean
you wanna take some drugs. You
right.
wanna get with a prostitute, then you're gonna blow your brains out with the gun that you got illegally. Wow.
Pretty much right. Yeah,
Wow. I
that's where I
see.
was all
This
going.
this this
This is
show
it.
definitely has a theme.
That's where it was. Yeah.
Sure
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
Right. Now suicide is illegal, right?
Yeah, but that makes no sense
Right.
whatsoever.
Right. I tried to kill myself, so they arrested me. Okay.
Well, no. I mean,
And
if you do look,
assisted suicide is illegal too, which is really ridiculous. If somebody, wants to have somebody else help them and end their life,
right,
they could be terminal, they could have, no more reason to live,
right.
I'm sorry, they should be allowed to do that.
Yes, you should be allowed to take your own life. It should not be against the law.
Yeah. Okay. Now, age should be of course should be a factor in this. Okay, this is where someone who's
Well, no. Who decides?
well, we have to go with what we consider a minor. No minor should be able to be assisted suicide.
What if a 10-year-old decides they don't want to live anymore? They want to kill themselves. So we just go,
They're
okay.
not mature enough to understand that. I think yet.
But
I don't think so.
What age is mature enough? See, now you're in a kind of a gray area here.
I don't know.
That's right.
You know what? If I'm allowed to make a year, I'd say maybe like 30 years old. I think that's quite a bit
30.
of life. Yeah, I think 30 years might be quite a bit of life, which would be
Okay.
a problem because all the rock stars that killed themselves at 27. But
Yeah.
that's why they did that.
Maybe you
But
ought to make it 26.
Okay. Make it okay, there you
Make
go.
it
That's the magic number.
26. There you
26.
go.
This way,
Yeah, I get it.
um
I totally get it. All right, so suicide should be legal. What else you got?
well, I think that how do I put this? Uh we want freedom of expression, right?
Oh, okay.
So
Nudity. You want people to be able to be nude in public. Do I get to
no,
vote
I
on
was
this?
thinking I wasn't even actually going there. I was thinking about just more like
What, topless?
no, that
'Cause who doesn't like boobies? Come on, be honest. I love them. No, just kidding. What else you got? No. Where are you going with this?
I meant more like speech, okay?
Oh.
But I know we get
We
into
have
a
an
problem
amendment.
here.
We have a we have an amendment for that.
How's it go?
It's not good. It's too vague. It's too
Yeah.
it
So
doesn't
it needs to be fixed.
It needs to be fixed. I mean, seriously, it really does. It needs to
Okay.
be fixed.
All right, so we'll just
Be-
leave that one at that.
Yeah, because well, again, you could say hate speech should be disallowed, and then I would say to you that any pastor or priest or holy man preaching in any church should not be allowed to do that either. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's a form of brainwashing, and that should be illegal. So if you're gonna, I'm on the far end of the spectrum on this one, as you can see. I'm on something that I think
I
should
think
be
so.
that should not be allowed because it's very easy to brainwash people. And look,
Well, what do
most
you
peop-
think advertising is?
Oh well, duh. You and I know this best because you're in the media, okay? And you know how people are manipulated by advertisement. You know it.
But even before that, okay, you got over 100 years ago, you had those guys selling snake oil, right? That
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
we
So
still have that now.
right, exactly.
They're still selling that snake oil. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
packaged.
true.
It's just
It's
packaged differently.
exactly. Good
But
point.
yeah,
Yeah.
and why TV was invented. It's just to sell stuff, and in between selling stuff, there was some entertainment. Okay.
Right. 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 I
So
mean,
yeah,
even we went to the movie theater, right? But before it was like, let's all go to the
right.
what is it?
Yeah.
The let's go to the something stand. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah,
The snack stand or something.
Right.
Let's all go
Yep.
to the snack stand. All the little candy and the things
Yep.
jumping around and
Yep.
making you want to go and spend before you'd go. And hey, they must theaters have to make a lot of money on all the stuff you're going to take. The candy.
Well, they're
and the
not making it
popcorn.
on filling seats. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They're not making it on filling seats. Not anymore. There's going to be a lot of theaters standing empty probably within the next 5 years, and they should just build, get some cardboard and build little petitions and put homeless people in there because that's the only thing they're good for.
I thought you were going to say get cardboard and just like fill it with like cardboard people. Like
No.
Oh, we're
Do
filled up.
do something good with those big empty 15 stage places that are going to be collecting dust very soon. I went to the movies recently with a friend of mine, and I think there were 4 people in the entire theater.
Yeah. It's not a COVID thing anymore. See, it's not that. That was
the
the whole
thing.
time. Now it's just
The thing is that you can stream practically anything, even the day it comes out. You could watch it the day it comes out from your living room and not have to deal with some idiot kicking the back of your seat or 2 people
That's what it
talking
is.
too loud or
Yeah.
some guy throwing popcorn at you.
You got to be a what's the word? A diehard
Cinephile.
Sure. To
Yeah.
really want to, and I agree. I mean, there's nothing like the movie theater experience, but if you can create a hybrid of that at home, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So and like you said, an audience is nothing like an audience, but yeah, maybe for like a play or for like a rock concert, or
Right.
something like that. Then you want an audience. But
Yeah.
if you want to try and like listen to a movie and you got somebody screaming or you got somebody crying or you got somebody kicking you in the back of your chair
Yeah.
or someone just being really
Obnoxious.
rude and
Yes.
talking while you're trying to
Yes.
listen to, like plot, then
Yeah.
we the movie theater experience is not what it
Not great.
used to be.
No.
Or not great. Yeah, that's true.
Not great.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So we basically covered the First Amendment on that one, or freedom of speech. But again,
Yeah.
not all speech should be free. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
I'm against, I kind of walk a tight line for censorship. I'm for certain things to be censored. I don't think children should be subjected to certain aspects of adult life. But then again, I'm not happy about censorship because I wouldn't want to be censored myself. I mean, if you and
That's
I
easy
did
for you to
this,
say. You're well into your,
I'm old, Bill. But here's the
okay.
thing:
I have to say,
I wouldn't want to do this show knowing that I was censored. That there were certain things that I couldn't say. Now there are certain things that I don't say because they have become politically incorrect. So I don't always give my total view on certain things because I
thank
don't
God.
want to
I mean,
because I
yeah,
don't
right,
want to because I
right,
don't want to offend certain people.
like me.
But
Right. No, I exactly, right.
so yeah, it's a slippery slope, that First Amendment thing. It
True.
really is.
Yeah. Why there'll
Next,
always be a debate about it.
next.
That's it.
That's all?
That's
You
it for
dragged me here,
that.
and you dragged me here all the way here, and that's all you have?
Well, that's it for that topic.
Oh, okay. What's the next topic?
I mean, it's another. We just spoke for a while. I mean,
16 minutes.
people
What
can
do you
only
got?
take so much. What do you
What's
think their
next?
attention? What do
I
you think
have
their
an
attention span is?
I have an agenda.
You have an agenda? Well, then
Yeah.
you maybe should
Yeah,
need to get a
and
doctor to have it
I'm
checked
I'm
out because
hoping
you
I'm
shouldn't have
hoping
I thought you said a agenda.
I'm
Sorry.
hoping to have it removed surgically. No, come on.
Yeah.
What else you got? What do you wanna talk about?
Oh my God.
Let's move this show along because,
Oh my
right
God.
now people are trying to figure out how to kill themselves and not make a mess.
I'm telling you, how much of an attention span ooh,
Huh?
wow.
What? Try that.
How
Take 2.
much of an attention span do you think
Yes.
people have? We're talking now for just about 17
17
minutes.
minutes.
17 minutes.
Oh, we
So I
lost
mean,
them at 3 minutes. You kidding me?
so it doesn't matter.
Well, 3 minutes, 3 minutes in, they were doing something else.
You know who probably
What?
is smarter? And I'm only
Most.
bringing this up because
What?
what toads?
Most.
Most smart. No.
What?
I just
Yes.
I find this weird that I think there might be animals that are
That are
smarter
smarter
than
than us?
people.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Okay. Every
Just
morning at somewhere between I'm going to say between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yes.
I'm hearing a knock. Okay. Now listen. You and I both know that one thing, right? That's not a knock, right? We all know that. Oh, that's just a back. Now, even two, right? Even two, it's like, right?
That's your
You're
house
like,
creak
you start
that's
to
your
think
house
about
creak.
that.
That's
What?
your
It's
house
what?
creaking.
That's that, right? But when you hear
Yeah.
the three, the typical knock 3 times, right? When you hear 3, right?
You
1,
hear 3
2,
knocks?
3. That's a knock, right?
Okay.
Okay.
And where
I got I think it's squirrels. Okay, and every morning
Yeah.
they're coming up on the roof and they're knocking 3 times, and I'm like, man, they get it. They're getting smarter. These animals.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know what.
they're knocking at the wrong place because you can't get in unless you use a door. So once they start knocking on a door, then
Okay,
you've
so
got
they're
some
halfway there.
They're halfway there. When they figured out that it's the door that gets them the treats, then they'll start knocking
Oh,
on the door.
right.
And
They're not gonna just
then
run up to
here's
the
the
glass
thing.
and bang. They're gonna come up with their little paw and they go 1, 2, 3. That's it. We know that.
Eventually,
Use a knock at the
no,
door.
listen to me. Eventually, they're going to ring the bell and they're going to say, have you heard about Jesus? That's what they're going to do. They're going to turn into Jehovah's Witnesses. I guarantee it. Because they're
Wow.
getting smarter. Yeah.
Wow.
They have to adapt just like we do. So, yeah.
Wow. I
So
don't
if
know what to
something's
say.
knocking in your, I think it's your head.
I'm telling you, it's 3
What?
knocks.
3 knocks, huh?
3 knocks is not
Right.
not random. Okay, that's an
Okay.
animal who's getting smart, and they're
All
like
right.
realizing that they're like,
Okay.
if I do it 3 times,
Yeah.
that's a knock.
Okay.
Okay, you don't go up to somebody's door and you just go like ding. You don't hit it once with your hand. No, because no one's going to answer that.
All right, so it's
gonna
so
be
it's
like-
this. So wait, it sounds like this,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah,
and you
it's
think
3
it's
knots.
coming from the roof.
Well, because we ran out there and, we see some squirrels
Okay.
running away and they're laughing.
You think could it possibly be maybe your son knocking on the bathroom door to make sure nobody's in there?
No,
How can you be sure?
it's on the roof.
How do you know it's on the roof?
Because it's on the
Because?
roof. It's outside the house.
Okay, but
It's
you
not
think
inside
it's
the
on
house.
the roof.
You can tell a difference between, something that's inside the house, something that's
Maybe-
the floor creaking or the house creaking or whatever.
Maybe it's a polite burglar.
Every morning, that's
Well,
got to be a pretty stupid burglar. But then we've got a
well,
lot
I
of stupid
guess.
people,
Yeah,
so
well,
maybe
well,
that
look, burglars aren't particularly smart to begin with. That's why they're burglars.
could be a cat burglar. Maybe it's a cat. It's not a
Mm.
squirrel.
Okay, what else you got?
What else can I say to that?
I don't know. You brought it up.
Well,
I
that's all I
can't.
had
I
to say
can't
about
help
that.
you. Maybe you need to stand outside with a BB gun in the morning and see who's knocking.
My God.
I don't
It doesn't matter.
know. Okay,
None of
no,
it matters.
No, none of it matters. This
No,
show doesn't
because you
matter.
know what?
What?
They got a short lifespan, so
How
whatever.
do you know?
Well, what the squirrels?
How do you know
The animals?
squirrels have a short lifespan? Maybe they
Just
can live to
they
be
do.
50 years old if they
No,
can
they
dodge-
don't. No, they don't have especially if they're in the wild. They have an even shorter life. They used to be pets, and they'd have a much better chance of like surviving. Somehow I think they wanted to domesticate them. It was like they looked at it and they were like, well, cats, dogs, squirrels. We'll go
Squirrels?
with the cats and
Nah.
dogs.
Yeah,
And they
okay.
just
I didn't know that.
yeah they used to be pets, like
Okay.
hundreds of years ago, and then
All right.
then they ended up out in the woods, and now they're pissed, so
Yeah.
they're learning how to knock.
And
soon
during the Civil War, they were dinner for most of the southern states. Yeah.
really
Yes.
squirrel.
Yes.
You ever eat squirrel?
No, I've had rabbit though.
You've had rabbit, huh?
Yes, I've had rabbit.
You ate Bugs Bunny?
I did. I ate bugs. Yeah.
Really?
I've had rabbit, I've had venison, I've had alligator
Alligator? What?
in Florida. Yeah, a fried alligator. It was delicious.
Really?
It was breaded with
Well,
with
anything can be
some-
delicious. Your butt could be delicious if we
It is.
seasoned it right.
Trust me, it is. No, it was the alligator was tasty. Yeah, it was really good.
Really?
Yes, it was very good.
No, I don't.
I've had snails, I've had eel. Yeah, if it walks or talks, I'm eating it.
That's how you feel about living things.
Yeah.
See, I can't.
Everything is dinner to me, Bill.
Well, our life is precious.
Who says?
We don't have. There's not trucks running around with
There's
a
whole group of
person's
people
head.
out there.
Aren't
There's
you
a whole-
offended by like Boar's Head brand, where it's got a picture of a pig's head? How do you
Why
think
should- why-
those pigs feel?
I don't care how the pigs feel. All I know is bologna is delicious.
Oh, blow me. Well, I mean baloney, right? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Boar's head. Hey,
I-
what can I say?
I have more respect for living things.
You're just a so much better person than I am.
I am.
All right, what else you got?
Life is precious to me.
Okay. Who's arguing?
Well, I mean, I just think that we're not. Well, you and I can get into a long conversation about this, because this will bring in how we feel about what life really is. But
Oh no, I don't want to. I do
I'm
not
just going to
wanna
say that
talk.
I'm just going to say that life is precious. No,
Okay. All right.
but not just human life. Apparently, that all it is just to you is just human life is precious.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I like animals too.
Yeah, but you like to eat them.
I especially like the ones that I can eat. Yes.
Wow. Well, wait a minute. What about so you have to like it to eat it,
Not
No.
particularly.
right?
I mean, I don't know chickens personally, but I'll eat fried chicken.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna look, and I eat chicken. I eat beef occasionally. I
Yeah.
wish I didn't,
Why?
because I have a problem with eating something that has a face. I
Yeah,
do.
no, that explains why your wife cries.
Anyway, life is precious.
Okay, if you insist.
Well, we
But
d-
but
what do we know
realize
about life?
but
You
but
know, I mean,
realize that these animals are bred to be food. They're bred to feed us.
oh, that's ridiculous. You've said that before, and I totally disagree
No,
with that.
it's the truth.
No, that's totally
It
wrong.
really is the truth.
What? Just because we're smarter than them? Because we've been able to be able to do that. We've been able to get ourselves organized so that we can have
So
machines that just
so what you're saying is if the
farms
tables were
that
turned,
raise them and
so what you're saying is if the tables were turned and the animals was smart enough to raise us for food, and it was the other way around. Think of it that way. Hey, I don't know.
I do think about it that way.
This is
I do. I think I can empathize with them. Okay, just because they're not as intelligent as us.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the next smartest thing to us? Apes, dolphins. If that is the case,
That's hard.
could
to
you
say.
eat those? You'd eat it. You'd eat ape brains. I guess you would if they seasoned it right. They prepared it right.
Ape brains? I don't know. I might have to draw the line at that.
Okay, well that's good to hear.
It doesn't sound appetizing to me.
Oh, that's why, because it doesn't sound appetizing.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the preparation, Bill. It's all
okay,
it's all how you
okay.
present it.
That's
a nice
not
little sprig,
right.
a nice little sprig of parsley.
No.
I'd be tempted. No,
That's not no. I just-
I likes me some food, and yes, I do like beef, and I do like pork, and I do like fish, and I do like chicken. And I eat that stuff. I'm not a vegetarian, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
And you don't like say anything after, like, thank you for giving up your life for me.
No,
You
I
don't
don't.
think that.
I don't think
should.
it at all. I
You
just
should.
don't.
You should.
Why should I?
We all should. Because
Because
life is
why?
precious. And just because it's another living thing and it's not a human, it
Yeah.
doesn't make it any less precious, any
Wow.
less,
Yeah.
If rocks were tasty, you'd eat those. I get it, because it's not alive. We don't think it's alive.
I don't know. I never ate a rock.
Well, I'm just making a point that living things
Yeah.
have a different set of rules.
Okay.
For
Well,
nature.
let me put this to you then. There are a lot of plants that vegetarians eat, right? They eat plants, right?
Yes,
Is a plant not a living thing?
it's true. It's a living thing, but it's not an
Thank you.
organic living thing.
Oh, wait a minute. No, now, that's a double standard. I'm sorry. If a plant is a living thing, then it shouldn't be eaten either. Correct?
I can't agree.
Thank you.
I know where you're trying to go,
Ah.
but no, there's
Yeah.
different rules
Oh yeah. These
for,
are Bill's
for
rules.
organic organisms.
I'm sorry. Mm.
I know someone might say, okay, well,
Snake-
there are plants that have brains too,
Yeah.
and there's people that don't.
There's
But
a lot-
still,
I think the plants have more brains than most people I know. All right. What's next?
we should have more respect for living things.
Okay, I'm with you on this.
Okay.
I totally
Because,
agree. Does that make you happy?
yeah.
Does that make you happy?
I guess.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. Hey, we better get going. We've been yakking for almost a half hour.
We do. We're gonna have to go because we got to go and come back and do our loony laws.
Okay.
Right? We'll do that.
Let's
We'll be
take a break,
we'll
'cause now
take
I
a
have
break
to-
and we'll be
now
right
I
back.
have to pee.
Okay.
All right.
Not here.
No.
There's a room down the hallway.
Okay.
This is Bill, and you're listening to Pull Yourself to Pieces, the podcast, hosted on Anchor. You never heard of Anchor? Anchor by Spotify is a podcast host platform, and it's an easy way to make a podcast. We picked Anchor because they have everything we needed all in one place. You can record and edit a podcast from your computer or even right from your phone. Then you can have your podcast distributed easily to multiple platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and much more. And did I mention it's free? That's right. Anchor is free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
It's time for Loony Laws of the Land.
Welcome back to another edition of Loony Laws of the Land here at Pull Yourself to Pieces,
Yay.
Ray's favorite segment where we
My favorite segment.
we are
It's either that or dead air. It's either that or dead air. So yeah.
okay. We can do some dead air right now.
No, we can't.
Oh,
Because
okay.
that happens at the
Um,
beginning of the show.
Speaking of dead, did you happen to hear the new Beatles song?
No, I did not.
You haven't heard it. You heard
I have
about it.
not. I've heard about it, but no, I have not heard it personally.
You could probably go right onto YouTube and just type in Beatles Now and Then,
Okay.
and you can actually watch a pretty interesting video of it, which is done
Okay.
by Peter Jackson.
Yeah, I heard that.
Um,
Yeah. I
but
heard
yeah,
that.
it was it's entertaining. The
Okay.
video is, and how they put it together, and kind of cool. Kind of
Okay.
a cool thing. But anyway, so we're down to the state of Vermont, which is north for both of you and I.
Pancake syrup.
So the state of Vermont,
Pancake syrup.
things that are still illegal apparently in the books in Vermont.
In Vermont. Things that you cannot do in Vermont.
Right.
This should be interesting.
So in Vermont,
Yeah.
doves are allowed to be out in the cold in Vermont, but not in your freezer. What the-
So
What?
no doves in the freezer allowed.
Right. Right.
I didn't know doves were edible.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. Let's get back to, okay, they're a bird. Okay, you've eaten all kinds of weird things. You'd eat an alligator, you wouldn't eat a dove? Come on.
I guess I would,
See? I knew you would.
but I wouldn't keep them in my freezer because it's illegal.
Oh, God.
So doves okay outside, doves not okay in the freezer. All right. I
Right.
don't see the logic behind this at all, but then again, I don't live in Vermont.
So,
Yeah.
now this can't be true. It says which in most places, it is against the law to undress in public in Vermont, which I would think in most places that's going to be the case. But it says, but you can leave your house naked. Now that can't be right. You
So
can't
it's-
undress. That can't be right. That can't.
So it's the act of undressing which is the problem. But if you walk out of your house naked and you're already naked and you're outside, that's okay. You know, that actually kind of makes some weird sense.
Right. You can't get nude, but if you already are.
I see. I get it. That actually has some logic to it.
Yeah.
But Vermont,
okay.
Look, it's cold in Vermont. Why would you want to be nude outside to begin with?
Yeah, really. So
And
anyway,
Yeah. Do you put
Apparently-
a glove? Do you put a glove over your thing when you're outside if it's cold?
so it's apparently in Vermont, it's illegal to whistle underwater. Who are you hurting?
First
Except
of
if
all,
you-
I don't think you can whistle underwater.
Yeah, if you get water's going to get in your mouth and you're going to drown.
Have
And
you ever
then
tried to
a
whistle
bigger problem.
underwater?
No,
Why is it against the law to whistle underwater?
it doesn't. I don't know. You're gonna. Well,
Yeah,
are we talking like you're in the ocean?
I
Maybe
don't
you're going to
know.
scare the fish.
That's pretty vague again. Against the law to whistle underwater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Apparently,
Yeah.
this must have been a problem because first of all, I didn't think there was too many of these animals in Vermont,
Yeah.
but apparently there's giraffes in Vermont. Who knew?
No, I don't believe it.
And
You're
apparently at
making
one
that up.
time it was against the law to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole because somebody must have done it.
You know that's what happened.
Why?
Somebody.
Okay,
Well, they didn't want the giraffe to wander off.
Maybe they would ride giraffes as like their horse in Vermont, no
you
less.
can't ride a giraffe.
Are you sure?
What are you going to hold on to? What are you going to try and sit on its neck? You'd slide down into its back.
Well, you. Just
I
kinda-
don't think. I don't think
You can
that-
ride a giraffe?
I don't think they're ergonomical enough to ride.
I think you can ride anything.
I don't think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to go there because you want me to, but I'm not going to. Although I have written some things that I really didn't want to. But looking back now, go ahead. What's next? What's
You're
next?
going to end up in jail in Vermont because
Of course.
apparently it is against the law to deny the existence of God.
I'm going right to jail. Go
You're going right
directly
to
to
jail.
jail. Do
As-
not collect $200.
As soon
Do
as you
not
get
pass go.
there, it's like, oh, we got a cell already for Ray LaBrandy.
Well, that's a big problem because that really crosses the line between church and state. That I cannot live in Vermont and deny the existence of God. That's bullshit. Okay, and I'm going to say it again. That's bullshit.
Wow, you're really upset about that.
I'm upset,
Wow.
and I don't live in Vermont.
Wow.
I may move there, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on the courthouse steps. I'm going to go, I don't believe in God. Ah.
Woo, man, Jesus. Oh, I mean, wow.
Against the law, huh? Man, I'd love to see the ACLU challenge that one.
All right, who is this hurting?
Oh, boy.
Apparently, since 1968, it is against the law to have billboards in Vermont. Who are they hurting? Really?
Well, they probably just screw up the scenery at best. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to preserve that pristine countryside, okay?
What if you have a billboard that says, "Welcome to Vermont"?
You're going to jail.
You're
You're going right to jail.
It says Vermont.
Yeah, it says welcome. It didn't say fuck off. It said, welcome. All right, go ahead. What else you got?
Apparently, it is illegal to defame a court. What the hell is defame exactly mean?
Defame a
Yeah.
court?
Defamation, right? What does that mean?
What kind of court? A
Is
basketball
defamation
court?
when you poop on something?
A basketball court? What kind of court? Are we talking a court of law?
Defamation is when you have to go to the bathroom, right? You put
No,
it out.
that's defecation.
Oh,
you idiot.
defecate. Oh, okay. Defecate. You can't defecate a court.
No, you can't defame a court. How do you defame a court?
I don't know.
Do you stand on a tennis court, look down, and go, "You son of a bitch"? No, I mean seriously. How do you defame a court? How is this a law that is against that you can How is this a law that you can break? Tell me.
I don't know. I didn't make it
Boy,
up.
Vermont turned out to be more interesting and entertaining than I thought it was going to be. Really did. Go ahead.
You're gonna find this next one awfully odd.
Oh, Jesus.
Apparently, it is against the law to paint a landscape during wartime. Very specific. Very.
So
wartime in Vermont, or like wartime anywhere in the world.
You can't paint a landscape during wartime.
That's right, Ray. Don't even think about it.
So if Wile E. Coyote paints a tunnel on a rock, he's breaking the law.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's who that law is meant to be for.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's also against the law to paint a horse, even when it's not wartime.
Paint a horse. You made that up, didn't you?
No, it's right in here. It says
no.
It's illegal to paint a horse.
Wait a minute. You can't paint a picture of a horse, or you can't.
No, you can't paint a real horse. Like
you can't
painting.
put paint on a horse.
Right. You better not. Paint a horse.
Paint a horse. Oh my God!
But
so
you
what
can
do you
paint
do for
the
a
town
living?
red.
I paint horses. Wait, you mean you paint pictures of horses? No, I throw a coat of paint on a horse. Wow. I want to say a word, but I know it's politically incorrect. I really want to say a word.
I better move on to the next one then. So yeah,
it begins with an R, and the next letter is a E, and then a T, and then an A, and then an R. Okay, keep going. What's next?
Apparently in the city of Barre, Barre, Barre.
All right,
Barry?
Bar. Yeah, Bar.
Yeah,
Bar.
Barre. Yeah, Barre.
Bar.
Vermont.
Yeah.
Apparently, all residents of that city are required to bathe every Saturday night. That's it. I guess
Just once a week.
Yeah, once a week.
What if you're busy Saturday night and you can't bathe? Do you go to jail? They put you in jail, and that's where they bathe you. So right next to the cell is a bathtub. I see. I get it. That makes sense. Yeah. You must bathe at least once a week on a Saturday night.
Yep.
Wow. Again, I'm just dumbfounded.
And you can't go out after you bathe if you're nude. No, you can, but then you
Yeah,
can't
you
get
can.
dressed.
Right.
If
you
you're
can't-
nude and you get dressed, is that against the law? If you're
I-
out nude and you get dressed, I mean,
I don't know, but I know you shouldn't paint a horse. That's all I know. You got any more?
I got one more for you,
ahead.
and apparently in the state of Vermont, it is against the law to use clotheslines while people are still wearing the clothes. No,
That's going to piss off a lot of Italians. I got to tell you right now. Because that's how we used to dry our clothes back in the day.
you think that was just Italians?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Hard to say.
All right. I hope not. I hope it wasn't just Italians.
You know, Mom used to hang you on the clothesline right next to her bloomers. Did
Yeah,
you
with
know
my
that?
clothes on. I mean, she just
Yeah.
hang.
Yeah, she did.
I gotta let them dry, but I'm still in them, Mom.
She was weird that way. Though, you know, she was weird that way. Are we done?
Thank God. Yeah.
Did we learn
Episode
anything?
75 is over.
Did we learn anything tonight?
I learned that that we both have a difference of opinions on some things.
Of course we do. Everybody has different. If we all thought the same, the world would be very boring, wouldn't it?
Might be okay though.
You think?
Well, yeah.
I
We
don't
might
know.
get by, we might get by a little better.
I think we need differences of opinions on certain things.
Oh, look what it's done for us.
I don't know.
Not
I'm doing-
good.
I'm
Not
doing
anything
okay.
good.
I can't complain. I'm doing okay.
All right. Well, that's you.
Well, hopefully between now and this show airs, there won't be any more mass shootings. So that would be a good thing, right?
Well, yeah. I
Okay.
guess that'll be a good thing. I agree. Yeah, of course that'll be a good thing.
All right. So we're going to say goodnight. And I'm going to say to everybody, our 3 listeners, be good to each other out there. Try not
Yes,
to shoot,
right.
try
As
not,
you
try
usually
not to
say.
shoot each other.
And remember this, folks,
What?
and
Yeah.
you too, Ray.
Yes.
The end of the world
Yeah.
could be thousands, maybe millions of years away. Although the way we're not heading to it, it could be thousands. But the end of mine and your world could be just days or hours away. So make the best of it, everybody.
Wow.
Don't waste your time.
Wow. That was
And stop
very-
wasting my time.
That was that was deep.
That was good way to end, huh?
Yeah, good way to end.
All right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Till the next time. Bye.
Yeah.
Please check out our website, pullyourselftopieces.com.
That's right.
And you can subscribe to the show in Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Stitcher, and YouTube, or via RSS, so you'll never miss an episode.
And if you enjoy our show, don't forget to give us a high rating.
And remember to tell your friends about the show.
Thanks for listening to our show, and thank you to freesounds.org and Gottlieb, Audio Mirage, Plasterbrain, Cognito Perceptu, FK Prod, Mirage Hazer, Shadow Wisp, D-Boss, Viku Seru, Intra Environmental Sound Project, Julian Nicholas, Carmelo Mike, G Kill Hour, 140178 Sound, CMU Sound Design, Alan Mchi, Der Super Anton, Eric H2000, Bulbastray, FK Phantom, Ultra Dust, Ada Records, Stuart Colborn, Debroid, Cubidup, GJ, Syntax Seed, Inspector J, Astounded, Madge 061785, Just Invoke, Short Record, Lorenzo Sue, and I'm Mackenzie. CreativeCommons.org/licenses/by/3.0/legal code.